11 a.m. thoughts. Kamala so good. Ice cream, so good. That's what the people are saying. That's what the people are saying on on the Facebook. That's what the people are saying on the Facebook. Kamala so good. Ice cream so good.
TR, take your Kiki. Ice cream so good. It was you, Max, Pop, amazing. Ice cream so good. Ugh.
This is literally everybody on my timeline on Facebook. Oh my God. And the crowd goes wild. The Facebook and Twitter pundits are going full throttle and absolutely giddy over a new cult leader to compare to the loathsome Donald J. Trump. Now this is theater. A black woman from the mean streets of Oakland going up against the fearsome Ubermensch and literal Nazi Donald Trump. This is one for the ages, folks. She's already raised $100 million. Of course she's going to be the nominee. The fans are rabid. The blue MAGA are at fever pitch. Don't you dare bring up her terrible record as AG in California. Why, that's misinformation. What are you, a Trump lover? If you have any criticism of Kamala, you're just supporting the other side. And she's an amazing public speaker.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know? What can be unburdened by what has been. 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 What we can see, what we believe can be unburdened by what has. What can be unburdened by what has been.
There's a whole 4 minutes of that. If you don't agree that she's an amazing public speaker, you're probably racist. Where have we all heard this rhetoric before? Oh yeah, only the last 8 miserable years. I'm exhausted just thinking about the absolute wall-to-wall buffoonery that's going to take place over the next 3 months. And what if she isn't the nominee? Won't matter. The blue mags will smoothly adjust to rapidly attack dogging for whoever the candidate is. This is team sports. I mean, politics. Issues are a thing of the past. It's all about persona now. Don't care to engage? You're helping the other side. Think Kamala is just as corrupt as all the rest? Lies. You really love helping the other side, don't you? This country is going down the dark hole of Project 2025 Christian fundamentalism and fascism, and it's all because you didn't support Kamala Harris for president in 2024, you friggin' fascist asshole. Now get out there and vote. Meanwhile, there's speculation that Joe isn't even alive. And if he isn't alive, how long has that been true? I don't know. How long has that been true? Nobody knows. But as proof of life, Kamala spoke with him over the phone. Over the phone. So you know it's real. When you're speaking to him on speakerphone, he couldn't even isn't that weird that he couldn't come? Like Joe Biden couldn't show up and I mean, I don't know. I guess he's been sick. There's reports he's in the hospital. He's not feeling well. I don't know. I've heard some very wild speculation, which might be okay to talk about. Let's listen.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe.
Oh, that was
It
amazing.
is so good to hear.
It was. Do I sound cynical? Do I seem a little unconvinced? Well, apparently Joe is going to speak to the nation. So tomorrow at 8, he's going to speak. He is going to speak to the nation. Is it going to be Joe or Joe number 4 or 6? Delene says she's not black. Just saying, yeah. I mean, it's a debatable point. Her dad is black. She was born in Oakland. Her mom is Indian. I don't know. She's a person of color, I guess. We could argue whether she's, black, but I mean, But is Joe gonna? Is the real Joe Biden gonna show up? I don't know. Apparently, tomorrow at 8, I will address from the Oval Office on what lies ahead and how I will finish the job for the American people. He didn't resign as president, did he? He just bowed out of the race. He didn't say I'm not fit to run, but I'm still fit to lead. And that is strange indeed, right? I mean, if he's not, there was an issue about him standing trial for mishandling classified documents, which he did. He, we talked about this a long time ago. An investigation found that he did mishandle classified documents, but he was too incompetent, too mentally, I don't know what, infirm to stand trial, right? He could not be held responsible because he just kind of didn't really know what he was doing. He was too out to lunch. But he's not out to lunch enough to still be president. And that has got to, doesn't that raise an eyebrow or an earbrow? It does for me. It makes me wonder, what is going on? I mean, come on. We know that he's not running the country, and I don't know what to say to somebody who's ever thought that he was at all, at any moment. So, but he's definitely not running. It is a weird thing. He said, I'm not fit to stand trial for mishandling documents. I'm not fit to run for president, but I'm going to remain the president. I know, we're talking about politics and stuff. Guess what, guys? This is going to be a very short little show right now. I'm just doing like 30 minutes. But we're going to come back. We're going to have a Black Bear News today at 4, okay? Sorry, I missed you guys. I was having a hard week last week. I needed like a break. I was really like dragging and just struggling last week. So I felt like at the moment, like I just didn't want to do that many live streams. But I'm feeling better now. So anyways, there will be a Black Bear News tonight at 4 p.m. Okay? Zalipa says the DNC is just a corporation. Absolutely. I don't know if this 11 a.m. thing is going to be a new thing. It might. It might be a quick, like 30 minutes at 11. So this might or might not be a new thing. I just felt an itch to talk about what was going on. That's all. My question is, so all over, I'm seeing all over Facebook, like, she's already raised $100 million. Of course she's going to be the nominee. Like, all these people are just like, oh, yeah, she's got to be the nominee. And I'm like, hold on a second. Back up, because if they're selecting, they're selecting whoever they want. And it might not matter what you have to say with your fevered Facebook posts, right? and actually, not might not matter. It don't matter. They don't care. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. I don't care about that phone call. And they are floating Hillary Clinton as the replacement for the presidential nominee. This is from USA Today. The Democratic presidential nomination isn't set yet. Could Hillary Clinton replace Biden? Oh my God. Do you think that's even possible? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, I'm just, the whole, like, people just going absolutely there's another, it's unbelievable to me how unclued in people are to politics and what's really going on. Like, I have another friend on Instagram who's like a linguistic expert, and she's talking about how Kamala is from, she has like problems with people taking her seriously because she speaks as a black woman. I was like, she is code switching, lady. You don't even understand that? I mean, this person actually, seriously is breaking down Kamala Harris being discriminated against because of her black speech patterns. I was like, Kamala Harris talks like your annoying aunt at the barbecue that you want to stay away from because she's just got so much jokes. She is annoying, but she's not like, her black vernacular is a put on. Her, whole like down with the homies thing is an absolute, ruse. You don't know that? I mean, that's what's, I guess I had to come on and talk today because I'm so like absolutely out of my mind with frustration. Like on social media, on my other social media, all I can see is people going ham for Kamala and like who have absolutely zero clue what is actually going on in the world. Like zero clue who Kamala is, zero clue like how corrupt everything is, has zero clue what is, what this means for their lives, which is nothing. Probably, worse things for everybody's lives if she is the nominee, or if, she actually makes it to the presidential finish line. I don't know. But I'm so like I'm so distraught looking at Facebook and Instagram, especially, and there's some people on Twitter too. Ebonics Kamala's Ebonics sound like there are plenty of white people out there doing Ebonics better than Kamala Harris. Come on now. But she's, this woman I follow on Instagram is just breaking it down like, oh my God. I'm like, wow, people are out of their minds. People are absolutely out of their minds. But it's, if you've built your whole educational, professional career on, these like niche things about like, people being discriminated against by their I mean, sure. That's absolutely a thing. Is it a thing for Kamala Harris? No, absolutely not. Again, what it really goes back to, though, is the fact that she is an absolutely corrupt puppet, swamp creature who will do anything, has done everything. What's one of her nicknames? I think it's knee pads Harris or something. I mean, that's just speculation, but she's a malleable claymation version of a person who's like, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. And do you see her? I just don't see her winning. Even with all the rabidness, the rabid, fanboys and fangirls out there, I just don't see her making it. But so are they sacrificing her to a loss to Trump? Which is the only thing that I can think of is happening, right? Like, they know they're going to lose. They're going to lose, unless something really crazy happens to Trump, and that's certainly a possibility, right? I mean, anything can happen at this point. We have a nominee being replaced 3 months before the election. Anything can happen, I guess, at this point. Can Trump go down to another assassination attempt and or another legal case, or an airing of dirty laundry? Sure. And this is the most galling. This is the most galling argument of all. Harris is preparing. Oh, let me show you this article. I know I'm ranting about politics right now, but that's okay. We're going to do a Black Bear News today at 4, okay? So come on back at 4. We'll do a regular old Black Bear News. Okay? By the way, we're live on Rumble and Rockfin. Where is this article? We're live on Rumble and Rockfin as well. So if you guys want to watch on Rumble or Rockfin, you can. And you should. I see some people hanging out on the Rockfins. Feel free to say hello. I don't really have Rumble up right now. Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know who's watching on Rumble. Let's see. We're on Rumble. Somebody's over there. Somebody's liking it up on Rumble. Go ahead and follow me on Rumble. Devine says, I just seen a video of her telling the sheep about the nuclear waste that is hauled into Nevada in the dead of night illegally. Say what? You have a link for that, Deline? Can you drop it on Rockfin? I'm kind of interested in hearing that. Yeah, so this is one of the public elder abuse is almost over. Yes. I mean, yeah, the Biden is rough. Biden is real rough to watch. Harris is preparing to contrast her record as a prosecutor with Trump's as a felon. Oh my God. Oh my God. How is this even a thing? I mean, she is famously not liked, even by Californians. I mean, in the 2020 primary when she was running for president, she didn't even get like 1% of the vote. That's how much she is disliked. So you think that there's a fan base, but she couldn't even get 1% of the vote out in California. So if she's not liked in California, how is she going to do? She's not liked around the rest of the country, and I've talked about this before. I've said this before. Some critics disagree about Harris being a reformer. Harris has faced questions over her record on criminal justice issues. A record that's led some critics to describe her as not as a progressive reformer, but as a relic of a tough on crime era, going back to the 1990s and 2000s. And one of the best jokes I heard was that Joe Biden helped craft the three strikes laws, and Harris enforced it, right? Harris is known as a cop, right? People don't like her because she's just a tough on crime cop. A generation after Democrats embraced tough on crime policies that swelled prison populations, Democrats, progressive activists are pushing to make the criminal justice system less punitive and racist. Polls show a majority of Democrats support such efforts, as they should. Excuse me. Harris has argued that her views align with the new progressive movement, but her record in California, where she was a prosecutor, district attorney, and state attorney general before representing the state in the U.S. Senate, has come under harsh scrutiny and debate since she launched her own presidential campaign in 2019. According to Laura Basilone, a law professor and former director of the Loyola Law School Project for the Innocent in Los Angeles, in her career, Ms. Harris did not barter or trade to get the support of more conservative law and order types. She gave it all away. And I see people saying this is misinformation. Her record, she has a great record. She was a reformer. She's a, you can always find right now. Now we're just in a dialectical war between. The worst part of this is that, yes, Tulsi. Yeah, that's right. That was a very famous moment. That was a very famous debate moment, right on the debate stage, where Tulsi ripped her a new one, and she had no recovery for that. Absolutely none. She just fell flat on her face. She has a terrible record, but I've seen even Questlove on Instagram reposting somebody saying how the thing about her being a bad AG and being a tough on crime person in California is all misinformation. Not only that, she failed. Who was it? She failed to prosecute people that were directly involved in the housing crisis in 2008. Right? Yes, new levels of gaslighting. Exactly. I mean, the rhetoric is just, they're laying it on thick. And I mean, it is. I understand why, but it's freaking embarrassing. It's freaking embarrassing. At least, there are some people out there in the social media streets, willing to put some truth out there. But the fervor is strong with the Blue MAGA cult on this one. Right? They have a new figure. They have a new person to, post up and go like, "Oh, she's way better than Trump," or if you don't like Kamala, of course you are a racist and a, Nazi and everything else, right? Because if you don't like Kamala, if you want to say anything bad about her, you're obviously supporting the other side, and Trump is obviously literally Hitler, stuff like that. He's not literally Hitler, Jesus Christ. He's not. Then that is not a support. That's not a affirmation of support. He's just not literally Hitler. That's like a bonkers buffoon type thing to say. Is he bunk in a lot of ways? Yeah. Is he just like every other racist ass president? Yeah. Absolutely. But the literally Hitler thing is just like something to make it seem like, well, if you don't go, vote blue no matter who, you are obviously lending your support to literally Hitler. And that is what? Steph C., we won't know who's Hitler until it's too late. Ding, ding, ding. And you don't know. That's right. And I'll bet you that Hitler is going to be a Democrat, right? Or they're going to look like a Democrat. I'll bet you cash money that Hitler ends up being a Democrat. Because we got to do it. Because the people, right, the domestic terrorists are out of control. We got to lock them up. we got to go, right? This MAGA cult is I mean, you know, the right has a point. The right has a freaking point. Hold on one second. You know, here's the argument. The argument is this. Dr. Grande, Nico House, Savvy Savs, Lee Camp, JD are all calling her out. Yeah, absolutely. You know, well, those are the people that you would expect to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's the argument: is that the rhetoric, the right are crazy, out of control lunatics. Right. The rhetoric is the right. You know, the right. They're gonna come get you. They're all domestic terrorists, and they all, you know, all have guns, and they're ready for a civil war, and they're gonna. So you gotta, you know, you're allowed to say anything or do anything, right, to the right. But what you're saying and doing is, you know, what they're doing is hate speech. But what you're doing, what the left is doing to the right, is not incitement of violence, and it's not hate speech, right? Because these people are hateful, so we can say anything we want. But it's kind of crossing a line if you don't see it. And it is, you know, if you're going to say this side is saying something insightful, well, then what you're saying is pretty insightful, as in inciting hatred and crime, right? I'm trying to find this. Biden calling, you know, MAGA extremists a great threat to our nation, blah, blah, blah. Flashback to when Biden multiple times calls MAGA extremists a threat to our nation. There's something dangerous happening in America. There's an extremist movement that does not share our basic beliefs in our democracy. So when you couch it like that, then anything goes, right? When you couch it like that, well, they're a threat to our democracy. So we can say and do all the threatening stuff, right, to them, because they're so threatening, right? And becomes this kind of like it's a catch-22 in a way. But you end up being the person, you end up doing the things and saying the things and being the person that you're saying that they are, right? And there were a lot of people that were upset about Trump having an attempt on his life after all this rhetoric from the left. But there is rhetoric from the right too. The right does the same things, right? These communists, these commie pinko crazy nutbags, right? We're gonna listen to this, guys. I'm gonna keep this short. Hold on.
And there's something dangerous happening in America now. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy. The MAGA movement. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. The Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
I'm just going to say, when you put it like that, well, then that certainly does get people really emotional, right? Really upset. And if you have Kamala Harris being the head that's saying those words, oh, it's going to get even more emotional. So I think Kamala being the selection, the nominee, I think Kamala being the nominee, it ramps up the division, ramps up the no, F you, no, our side. It ramps up the factionalism in the country, and I don't think she's gonna. I don't even know if she's gonna be the nominee. Honestly, I think we shouldn't be surprised if she isn't the nominee. But if she's the nominee, I see her being. She's just being cast to the wolves. I don't know. She's she had a chance. Trump won, but I don't know. Anything goes at this point. But remember, a few months ago, or not? Was it a few months ago? A month ago. When I said, well, the theory is that they're going to replace Biden, and some people were incredulous, and now it seems to be a thing that's happening, or it is happening. It's happened. It is a thing that has happened. All right, guys. So, hey, listen. I just wanted to kind of jump on and do like a quick show in the morning today because I missed you guys, and I just had some thoughts I wanted to get out there, and all that kind of good stuff. So there will be a Black Bear News today at 4. So come on back at 4. You guys, please get in the Telegram chat. Telegram. People are there chatting. If you care to, if you want to, some folks over there hanging out during the day. So, no, I'm not kidding you, Bella. I'm not kidding you. There will be a Black Bear News today at 4. Scott Andrews says the Dems probably want to lose. They can blame the inevitable collapse on T1. Yeah, of course. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm going to be, we'll do a Black Bear News today at 4, and then there's going to be a brain fallout tomorrow at 4. So, yes, Telegram, everybody go to Telegram. Do I have a Telegram thing here? I don't think I do. Or follow me on Twitter at Black Bear News, the number 1. You can follow me on Twitter at Black Bear News, the number 1. There are a bunch of donate links if you want to donate to the show. Buy me a coffee, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or you can Zelle me. And all of these things help keep the show on air. So, everybody that does, you all know who you are, the people that support. I appreciate you. Patreoners, I appreciate you. Y'all are the best. So yeah, what else can I tell you? Follow my Instagram at kevinsandbloom if you want to see some daily musical. I do like loops and stuff pretty much every day. Loops and songs. Also YouTube at Kevin Sandbloom, there's songs there. So yeah, thanks guys, appreciate you. I'll see you back here at 4 for a Black Bear News. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all are great. You're not sure how to get on Telegram? Well, download the app, Scott. You can do it on your computer or you can do it on your phone, but just go to download the app, get on Telegram. I will give you the link, Scott. Oh, actually, the link is in the description box. Just go to the description box. There's a link there. Download Telegram, hit that link. It will open up the Black Bear News chat, and then you'll be in, and then join. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Bye.